and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today in the booth, something that I've actually been waiting for quite a long time, and I have been saying on this channel that I can't wait to review, is the X-Transbots Dr. Egg. So finally we've got this bad boy in the booth. Let's see if he's all he's cracked up to be. As we always do on this channel, let's kick off by taking a look at the box. And the box for this is huge. This guy is actually so much bigger than I thought he was. I say that a lot in my videos, you know. That's because I don't really look at the size of figures before I buy them, because I don't really give a crap about scale. If it looks good, I get it, I don't care. So yeah, I was surprised that this dude was so big when he came, and the box is pretty big for it. Lovely artwork here on the front, absolutely fantastic. X-Transbots logo blazing on the front there. Another 86, so we did Scourge the other day, and the Scourge review you can find on my channel at the moment. So the Scourge review also was an 86, blah 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 blah. So this is an 86. I don't do Roman numerals. Somebody I'm sure will tell me in the comments what number that is. And this is Creator Dr. Egg. And then on the side we have their usual kind of inspirational speak. Everybody is blameworthy until demonstrated guiltless. And indeed, at that point, he's blameworthy. So nice little inspirational quote there. At the top we have X-Transbots Masterpiece Series 86 Dr. Egg, and then at the side we have the same kind of inspirational gobbledygook there with the Masterpiece. Lovely bit of artwork there, and I like this. This is kind of a digital version around the X-Transbots logo of a Quintesson, which is pretty cool. And then at the bottom, oh, look at this. Who's this? Who's that? From the 86 movie. He's the one that's going to send you into that pit. Hopefully this is just the digital version, and they'll put a little bit more color in than that, but that is exciting. So we already know they're doing the Prosecutor as well. This also tells you to not eat your children because they have small parts. And then on the back we have the same as we had with Scourge, or Scourge on the back, so it's the same look at what's coming type stuff. And then we have their little tech spec. Of course, as always, if you get your Earthrise viewfinder, you can see what's cracking on the tech spec. And then he has his little piece of information about him as well. So he's got his little bio there, and how he's Dr. Egg and his associates are cruel and emotionless, and the creators of all the Transbots eons ago. So they're going with the same kind of G1 legacy here, that these are the guys that in this universe created all of the Transbots and the X-Transbots. These are the people who created them. So that's the box, which is pretty cool. And then you get the destructions. Now the destructions for this we will be going through quite a few times during this, because he's a little bit more complicated than you would have thought. So it's pretty good destructions. It's in their booklet format that I'm not all that impressed with. I prefer the sheet format. However, these are quite okay instructions, if some of the translations do seem to be a little off for the UK and American market. No hidden surprises in here. You just got a picture of him next to a hot rod, so you can see a size comparison. Then we also in there get this sheet, which, because all the faces come off and you have to kind of put them on, this sheet here tells you what each one should say, so that you can make sure that everything is all aligned. I'll show you how to do that as we go through this. And it says what each one should say as well, and what the eye color should be, so the lights when it lights up. One challenge on this: none of them say innocent. Not a single one. Come on, X-Transbots, what you doing? Now it's time to look at the main event himself, Dr. Egg, aka the Quintesson Judge. And this dude is pretty impressive. As I keep saying, a lot bigger than I actually thought that this figure was going to be. And he looks so cool like this. I'll give you a comparison later on with some other figures to show how big this dude really is. But he's very, very big. The top here, so the actual egg, or the inside of the Quintesson is actually die-cast. So this is die-cast, painted die-cast, and this here is also die-cast. This has lights in it that lights up, and I'll show you that in a second. And these tentacles, unlike the Hasbro version, they bend and have articulation to however you want. Absolutely great. So let's look at each face individually. I hope this doesn't start making noises as we do go through. But the first head here, the head of death, which unfortunately doesn't say innocent, is beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Looks really cartoon accurate. I can't think of a better representation of this face. I think this is also my favorite Quintesson face. So this is the one that, while it's on my shelf, will be facing forward. This is the one that my other Quintesson has facing forward. The next one, the face of Wrath. So the face of Wrath looks really good as well. Nice long chin, as it should, and obviously, like I say, has light up eyes. Really nice, really cool looking horns there. These faces are all plastic. There's no die cast that I found in any of the faces, so this is all painted plastic. Next one, as we move on, this guy is really quite heavy as well, obviously, because there's a turning mechanism, there's light up mechanisms. He's made of die cast, so yeah. Whew. The face of War here looking looking awesome. Really nice cartoon accurate here as well for this face. They've done a fantastic job on this. Nice bits of colouring within the cheeks here, and then the kind of, I don't know, like almost like a pearlescent type orange here on the top. Really, really nice. Really sets it off beautifully. Then we can turn again, and then we move over to the face of Wisdom. So the face of Wisdom here, really nice. This is a great looking Wisdom as well. The eyes light up again on this one, as they do on all of them. Looking really beautiful. Nice little two-tone greens here on the hat type affair, and then the kind of really sad looking thing with the long chin. Then this face here, for me, I don't know what it is. I don't know. The face of Judgment for me looks a little off. I don't know why it looks a little off, but for me, for some reason, it just looks a little off. I don't know why. I love the big spikes here on the front. Really nice looking, but I don't know what it is. It just, do I think it should be longer or something? I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Out of all the 5 faces, this is the one that I think is maybe a little bit up. So before we get into the other elements, the radio controlled element and the light up elements and everything else to do with this, articulation wise, obviously this is extremely limited. The only real articulation you're going to get with this bad boy is this, which is great because you can bend these to however you want. This is what I wish the Hasbro version would have had but didn't have. What this doesn't have though, it doesn't have any articulation in the mouth, so all the mouths are as the mouths are. They don't move, they don't articulate. This top section here, as I'll show you later on, obviously rotates round as we go, but that's it. That's all the articulation you're getting with this figure. For a Quintesson, is it enough? I think so. I think it's enough. Would it have been great to get some face articulation, mouth articulation? Yeah, that would have been cool, but hey, you know, at least I got these to articulate, which for me is very important. Now when you get this figure, he is a little bit of a kit. These wires these kind of plug in. You just push them in. They come separate. All the faces are you have to put them on yourself when they come in the box, so it's a bit self-assembly. You have to follow the instructions here. So if we take a look at the instructions, it tells you in the instructions how you need to apply each face and which face goes on first. So you can see that when it comes, it's a bit of a kit. It's just like this. Now, something that I have found, so you need to be very, very careful when you put in these faces on, because when you put the faces on, the paint has a little bit of a tendency to scratch underneath it. So this is one real downside that I can see on this figure. I've had to remove the faces once or twice on this, and you can see that the paint on this is already scuffed to all hell. So it's very, very sensitive, the paint on this. It scratches off very, very easily. Luckily the heads will cover most of this, but one part did get a little scratched on the top here, which won't be covered by a head, sorry. So that's a little disappointing. Before you can get ready and get going with this bad boy as well, you also need a battery. Now this section here comes away, and I'll show you in the instructions what that looks like. So you can see here on the instructions that you pull it away like so, but it's still connected by a little cable, so you can't remove this from it, and you put the battery in. Pay attention to this number right here. This number is extremely important. Now in the UK, most of our batteries are about 1.2, 1.5 volts. This bad boy runs on one of these. Yeah, and these are 3.6 volts, 14500. So you need to make sure that you have these batteries. These batteries, for 5 of these from Amazon, cost me £18 alone, and that's in the UK. I don't know in American markets and other markets if these are more common, but in the UK these are not very common batteries, so make sure that you've got some of these before this bad boy arrives. So make sure you have those batteries. Then we can get on to this. So we'll just move old Judgy to the side for a second while we concentrate on this. This is cool. So this is the remote to make this bad boy work. Okay, so this is the remote, and this is the Quintesson ship from the movie, which has a little stand on the bottom, and I just thought this was so cool. Whoever came up with this as the idea, it's pretty ergonomic as well, I have to say. Very, very well done. It's very ergonomically terrific. Megalomania, if you've ever played that. It's very, very, very well done. But again, this has some weird battery requirements, but you need to get yourself some, forget Eurocell, but you need the 1.5V. You'll need some LR521s. Okay, they're these small looking watch type batteries. Again, in the UK these aren't as common, but you'll need 3 of these to power this. These kind of hide in this section here that you can just take out, and it slides out this way if you're having any trouble trying to get it out, and then you just put it in. It's a little bit funny the first time you take it off, and the first time that it goes to go back in, it's just in a bit of a weird shape for a battery compartment. But really, really cool, really nice kind of remote for this. Great idea from X-Transbots. Fantastic. And now finally I can show you probably the bit you've all been waiting for, to see how this bad boy works. And this works by getting the remote and first of all pushing the on button. So if you push the on button, he will turn on.
Carry out the executions.
And he'll do one full rotation. on auto. Now, that's how it works. Now, I'm pretty impressed with that. I really like that it rotates. It says all of the different things. Again, unfortunately, there was no innocent type section, but that's it on auto. That's how it works. Now, before we go into the next section, I have to stop here and just say this is where, unfortunately, mine has an issue. It was on auto then, and you noticed that it stopped and just continues to go. This is because as soon as I get to Wrath, mine sticks. I have to go, just give it a slight nudge, and then it will work again. But then unfortunately when it gets back round to Wrath, mine will now get stuck again. And then continues to make the noise until I go. So for me, there's a little bit of disappointment there that mine gets stuck on Wrath. Other things that this bad boy does as well, if you can turn it on, so that was on auto, you can turn it on and then push manual, and then you'll see that it stops. And then if I wanted to go again, I can just push manual again. And it goes, and then you push manual again. And then if I push it again, it will go round to Wrath. But unfortunately then, if I push it again, it will just get stuck on Wrath. So he'll go. So that's the two modes that you get with this on the remote. And then you also have these buttons down here on the side. So you've got a little button here. You also have, if you get rechargeable batteries for this as well, you also get a USB port here where you can plug in a micro USB and it will charge up for you. You have these buttons, and these buttons here will just, you push it once and he'll go into auto mode. Push it again and it goes into manual. It should stop now. And now it's in manual mode. And then you turn it, push it again, and it goes off. For manual mode, you just push the other button. So that's all the modes, how everything works. One thing that can happen with this as well that I've found is that sometimes, if I just, especially out of the box, things could have turned. And you can see now, when I come round to the front here, that this is now on the wrong one. So if I push on this now and I go to on and go to manual, so that's wrong now, but it's still stuck. So it's right head, you can see. So that's now the wrong one. So that's on Wrath now. So if I want to get it back, all you need to do really is just go, put it in manual, and you can see now that this one is carry out the executions. So right now what that's just done is this one, so it's one behind, so we need to go this way. You are guilty by association. That's it now. So you just twist it and twist it back until you get to the one that you want. I push manual now, and there we go. It's fixed. So all you do is just twist it, then twist it back, and then you will get your face back in the right place. Now time for some comparisons, and the first comparison that we are going to do is with the Hasbro version of this figure. And you can see here the size difference is absolutely immense. There's such a big size difference here between the Hasbro version and this Masterpiece version. So next up, if we bring out, say, the Hasbro Masterpiece Optimus Prime, you can see how they look next to each other from a size comparison. He's even bigger than an MP10G. As I said, this dude is huge. Bring out now some X-Transbots figures so you can see how they will look. And first of all, we will bring out Scourge himself. So Scourge here, he looks huge even compared to Scourge, and Scourge is a pretty damn big figure. So this is Andras, obviously, so pretty big figure compared to the other one. And then if I bring out Motormaster from that, we can see he is pretty much the same height as your Motormaster, so very large figure. If you want to know where I picked this guy up, I picked this guy up from TF Express, and woohoo! This is the first time I've used them on a pre-order, and my god did they get them to me very quickly. So big shout out to those guys. They got it in their warehouse, and then like the day later they shipped it, and then one day later it was with me in my hands. So big shout out to TF Express here. Nice. So let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Are you excited about this one? Are you planning on picking this up? Have you already picked it up? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace! So my final thoughts on Dr. Egg. I really like this figure. I understand at this price point, it's not going to be for everyone. And then there's the peripherals that you have to buy, like the batteries, certainly in England, that are pretty expensive to make this thing run as well. For me, it is worth it. I understand kind of, I guess, that I'm even though it doesn't transform, and I wouldn't want it to, one of my biggest complaints about the Hasbro Quintesson is that it just transforms into something pointless. Give me a good Quintesson, and they gave me a good Quintesson. I understand what I'm paying for here is the mechanism, and I'm paying for the fact that it's radio controlled and makes noises. That's what I'm paying for. I understand that. I'm happy with the price point. However, I do wish that one, the paint was a better quality and didn't scratch off when I put the faces on. And second of all, I really do wish that my mechanism would work correctly. If anybody knows how to fix that, or if there's something that I've done wrong, please let me know down in the comments, because it is my biggest bugbear, even more than the paint job, that I can't get a continuous auto off this. Other than that, I am more than happy with this dude. So let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Are you excited about this one? Are you planning on picking this up? Have you already picked it up? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!